what I've been starting to explore in my own professional life is how are these new findings about these distinctive areas of human cognition, how do they position us to understand our distinctives and our distinctive role in the created order and the nature of what it means to inhabit the divine image. Through most of the last 100 years, those who study animal behavior and animal cognition have come increasingly to the conclusion that nothing about human beings has set them apart from the rest of the non-human animal world. Well, only very recently we've been learning some things about human beings and animal behavior and cognition that show that that's not correct. A contentious area of research is understanding the extent to which human beings are in fact distinctive in creation. It's very clear within the pages of Scripture that human beings are treated as distinctive because they're the only creatures that bear the divine image. So early on in my Christian life, I thought of science as an obstacle to faith and maybe even as an enemy of faith. As my career unfolded, that perspective changed in very radical ways. As I've been thinking specifically about evolutionary theory, I've come to see more and more ways in which it points us in the direction of some really interesting and important spiritual truths. I began to realize that those who'd been counseling me to view science in that way were just themselves mistaken, right? They didn't understand that this was really a set of tools for trying to understand the creation that God has made in a way of helping us to better understand Him, His nature, His purposes for us and for creation. What I've been thinking about is how some of the findings from the natural sciences inform our thinking about big theological topics. There's a phenomenon in animal cognition called theory of mind. And theory of mind means the ability that one animal has to understand the thoughts of another. But there's certain kinds of thoughts that they can't think. This is something called second-order theory of mind. So second-order theory of mind is something that looks like only human beings are capable of. And that's my ability to think about what you're thinking about what I'm thinking. It looks like no non-human animals have the ability to think about that. And the reason that's important is because it looks like second-order theory of mind is something that's essential for being able to love. There's a really important mental feature that's distinctive of human beings that makes us capable of engaging in this very significant act of love for one another. And I think that has implications for how we think about the nature of our ability to steward creation, to love each other, to be in loving relationships with God. Being able to love requires that I understand what you want and value, and I understand that what you want and value is in part what I want and value. It's coming to those shared understandings about the things that we value that's at least one important constituent of being able to engage one another in true relationships of deep love.